Hello, shooters, loaders, and casters. Welcome to the Georgia Shooting Connection Friday Night live stream. I owe all the panel and all you guys a big thanks for holding down the fort while I was incapacitated last week. CW, how was your week, my brother?
Another awesome week. We had a little bit better weather. I didn't get to the range at all, but I did get a bunch of videos done. And now I'm cranked out to almost April. So pretty good week. It's zoomed by again. Had a good weekend. So looking forward to another good weekend here. We got some more weather coming in. They're calling for another 6 inches of snow. So we'll see what happens this weekend. We skated by this week. They had 2 storms come through, but they were basically nothing. They were nothing at all. So we did good. Gene, you've been gone, man. Welcome back. How you doing?
Oh, I'm feeling a lot better this week. Man, we had a busy week at work. Oh, man, so much stuff coming in. But let me tell you, I had it happening this afternoon. Got in 4 barrels of projectiles, 2 barrels of 55 grain and 2 barrels of 124 grain. And they're about 10-gallon fiber barrels. You know those fiber barrels with the metal rings on them. I went to move them, and the pallet was termite ridden.
Oh boy.
So guess who got to clean up?
Man. I can just see that.
And scoops of projectiles.
And every one of them's got radar built in because they'll home in on the tightest spots underneath the smallest little narrow space where they know you can't get them back.
The next part is they like to intermix and start their process.
Oh, yeah.
Of making a different caliber. You know what I mean? But it's good to be back. I got some good information about some supplies on what's Hot Pot got. And I brought something special for everybody tonight to see. And it's a doozy.
How much them barrels weigh, Gene?
Oh, you got to pick them up with a forklift. A 10-gallon barrel full of 55 grain projectiles. Depending on how full you are, 375 to 400 pounds. Enough. I weigh 200 pounds, and I can scoot one across the floor if I put a little oomph in it.
Like a blocking dummy, right?
Man, like trying to push a stick shift car with the brake on.
Mr. Mario, how was your week?
Hello, everybody. Hi. Everything is okay. You know, it's just been working away. Challenging week per se, but we're just getting through it. As far as projects I'm doing, I mistakenly mixed up some range brass with some military brass, so I got to do some debulging and making sure that I get all of them before I run it through the press. But that's about it. Appreciate the invite.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Walter, how was your week?
I had a good week. Yeah. This issue that I had going on with the face is just about done. Things are clearing up again, and I should be back on the market,
Good. Just in time for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, it didn't happen, though. Anyway, yeah, good week here. I got a couple videos knocked out, and I got to the range, and yesterday was a rainy day here in California. We got a pretty good rain for us, and so I got about 1,000 rounds of various calibers loaded. Now I got no hand left. It's like old Red Fox. It's my arthritis. Can't hardly move. So I'm hoping by next Monday I'll be able to go shoot something. Now I got all that ammo loaded up. But yeah, that's a good rainy day project, right? Raining like crazy outside. Sit around and pull the crank. On the Dillons. Had both my 550s fired up and had a good day. So
nice.
That's where we're at. How about you, Mark? What's happening? Teach.
Doing good. It was a long week. We're into that third marking period long doldrums with not too many breaks, but we're getting through it. It's been busy. Seth's finishing up his wrestling season. A couple of other things going on, and talking a little bit about processing brass. A couple, I don't know, 2-3 months ago, Seth and I went to a show, and I bought a gallon Ziploc bag of 357 brass. Got a real good deal on it. And I finally started putting that through the tumbler this week. And I'm starting dumping it in, and I find pieces that are like this long. And that can't be 357. I'm looking real close at it.
Maximum?
Pull it apart. Nope, 30 carbine. So I ended up with nearly 500 pieces of 357 and almost 230 carbine. And I don't have a 30 carbine yet.
Well,
But
you will soon.
Yeah.
Blackhawks for so long now. So we'll see what comes. I did get some grips in finally for that 44 special, and I think they're going to be a whole lot better. I can actually get my hand around them, get that backstrap into the web. I'm hoping maybe Monday I can get out there and shoot that a little bit and maybe do a quick video. So it's been
watching
real good.
Leadsmith's got a video out today on the cowboy dies. I don't know if you subscribe, but he had his target model sitting out there on the bench, and I wonder if those grips aren't bigger. Maybe that's the ones that you already got coming.
Yeah, well, the ones that came with it were so big, it just bit into that nerve on my thumb. So I got some new rubber grips from Charter, and they fit great. I tried some Packmeyers, but they just didn't strap on. And I'm hoping this is going to work out pretty well. So been missing for a week or so. It's just been busy. So great to be back in here. Good to see everybody. Looking forward to a fun evening.
Good deal. Good deal.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. Kentucky Rimfire, how was your week, my brother?
I had a good week. I've been all over Kentucky. Got done with a big job and got bounced around to 2 or 3 little jobs this week to just to have something to do till the next big job starts up. So I've done some travel this week. Seen snow, seen rain, seen flooding. I've seen it all this week. Got to the range today and done some shooting and shot some. I blew my own mind with some pretty stellar groups. My new Bagara BMRX, and also tried some ammo in my Keystone Arms. It's just a pencil barrel hunting rifle, and shot a .2 and a .3 inch group. That really excited me. But anyways, enough about rimfire, and I need to get back to reloading. I did turn some 308 brass in my tumbler the other day, and it came out dirty. I think my media or my pins need to be changed. Is that what happens when your pins get too old?
I don't run them.
I've never had that. Wash them. Put the pins in the tumbler, put some heavy detergent in it, something that's going to degrease them or whatever. Let it run for a half hour, change the water, do it again.
You might even run them in a dry tumbler. If you get a dry tumbler, that might clean them
I
too.
mean, they're clean. They're just dingy looking. They're not, and I haven't used my tumbler in a long time, but
What are you using for a solvent?
just Dawn and Lemon Shine.
You may need something a little more. Dawn is pretty light duty for, carbon fouling and such.
How long did you run them?
I run them about 30 minutes. It's typically.
Well,
Yeah, that's your problem.
there.
Yeah,
I set mine to an hour, drain it, put it in, refill it with clean water and more soap, then the lemon shine, and let it go another hour.
Yeah, I never do less than an hour.
Yeah.
Normally in 30 minutes time, they're looking new. I mean, but I can run them again.
Yeah, I never do it that. But the only time I go that short is with dry tumbling, when I want to take the lube off, and then I'll just give them for 10 minutes or so.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll post a picture on my my community tab of the chemical we use, and it's just it's got the company it comes from and the numbers. I just can't remember it right now. I'll take a picture of it and post that. And 15 minutes.
Wow.
And if you're ordering polished brass from us, that's what we use, and it is fantastic. Other than that, I use brass juice. 15-20 minutes with brass juice, and about anything I put in there comes shiny.
I've heard a lot of good stuff about brass juice. I've never used it myself. I use McGuire's car wash and wax. The yellow goopy stuff works great
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I've used that. I've got that downstairs too. Yeah,
I use Zep.
that
Zep
brass
orange,
juice. Good
orange cleaner.
Really?
stuff. Oh,
Anyways, I wasn't trying to
Grit in
kick
it?
off I wasn't trying to kick off a topic there or anything, but my week was good. Thanks for having me, Jamie. And what about you, Dr. Zink?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say hello to everybody out there in the side chat. I'm not typing as much hellos lately, so I want to make sure I get to say hello to. Just a normal, stupid, busy week. I'm glad to be off, home today and finally. Been doing a little reloading every night. 9mm is still an issue, but it's down to got to be the brass, different thicknesses. Other than that, just keeping busy. Everything's good.
Thanks for being here, man. Rebel, welcome. How was your week, buddy?
Oops.
I guess it wasn't so good.
He's been bouncing in and out for me on my screen. So, hey, there's Red Raider reloading.
Yeah, he was in last week too. It was good to see Red Raider. I hadn't seen Hydra Aaron in a long time. He's back in the saddle.
I hope Mike just hit the wrong button. Hit the wrong button.
Oh, somebody's got echo.
I turned my phone on so I could get in a side chat. Sorry.
Here it comes.
Yeah, he's coming all the way from North Carolina, so we'll give him a minute.
That's a long hike.
Yeah.
There
he is.
Sorry about that. I switched doohickeys and it went for a minute.
I switched doohickeys.
Turn up the doodad knob.
Oh, I'll be quiet now.
He froze up on my screen.
It says doohickey.
It's that doohickey. It'll get you every time, won't it?
But
Okay.
Doohickey got sticky.
yeah.
Is that like doo dicky? Dicky doo?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Okay.
doohickey. Yeah.
No, we can't.
I guess not.
We can hear you a little bit.
Nope. And
Peekaboo.
off to see the wizard.
Maybe he'll be back in a few minutes. Mark
And
Thomas.
Gabriel's got a question for you there, Mark.
Yeah, I'm trying to type a response here.
You can answer him. He's listening.
Do you have letters of Bible?
I get focused on the typing and don't want to interrupt the conversation.
There's Big Al.
Hey, Mark Thomas, I do have a 30 carbine.
A rifle or a revolver?
A rifle.
Yeah. I did get to fire one years ago. One of my buddies, his grandfather brought his paratrooper, that wireframe stock. He brought that home, and we got a hold of a box of ammo. We shot that for an afternoon. Man, that was neat. I liked it.
It's probably one of the funnest guns I've ever shot as far as accuracy and recoil. And I mean, it's just a good all around shooting gun.
Well,
They'll make that in a lever action.
They did. They renamed it 300 Black.
Yeah, I got that.
You guys in that 300 blackout, y'all should have 30-30s. You throw rocks at those.
We got that too. He'll like the 300 Black.
I love mine.
300 Black's a lot of fun. It's versatile.
You'll see when you get one, Jane.
Yeah,
They're miserly
crap out
outcolored
of
and they
stuff.
shoot good and they're accurate. Little recoil and and they're cute little buggers.
It's more gooder, even an Abbas can tell you that.
Yeah, it's more
It's,
gooder.
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear
we
me
can
now?
now.
Now we do. Now you sound good.
Okay, I don't know what's going on. Doohickey trouble. Yeah, exactly. Mario. I'll subtitle myself. I know you California boys have trouble understanding my southern accent. What the hell is he doing? Anyway,
That just means yes, I can hear you.
yeah. My week was busy and crazy, and I told Jamie about one deal. I'll tell you all about that later. It's nuts. And today we were very busy, and the store did very well, and I was very happy. That's it in a nutshell.
Cool, man. Cool. First topic for the night. Maybe we'll hold off on that. Something else popped in my mind. Dr. Zink's talking about having trouble with 9mm. I ran into a reloading issue this week too, but mine was with 7.62 by 54R, and I'm using a bullet. CW and Dave both have sent me this bullet. It's the 314-299. And as luck would have it, the Lyman Cast Bullet Handbook has data on that specific bullet. Excuse me, guys. Well, you seat the bullet to their cartridge overall length, and you just barely got the brass on top of that last grease screw. And when you try to crimp that with your Lee factory crimp die for 7.62 by 54R, it actually crimps that groove, crimps the mouth of the case into that groove, and pulls the bullet back up out of the case enough to where it no longer chambers. So if any of you guys are doing that, be careful with that. There's my brother Link. What's going on, Link Chin? We would like to have you come back on here anytime you want to, man. I'll send me an email or I'll send you one. Good to see you out there. But yeah, it's time for us to catch up with our buddies over at Discovery Optics again. Anybody else have any reloading anomalies this week? Are me and Andy the only ones had issues?
Did you figure yours out, Jamie?
I did. I shortened the cartridge overall length by 5 thousandths, and I switched from the Lee Factory crimp die to the crimp feature on the RCBS bullet seating die. I turned that seater all the way out and then just screwed that die down and used it to roll crimp with a 5 thousandth shorter. And these are very reduced loads, so it won't be an issue of higher pressure.
Yeah, that's one place where I found you can get away with crimping while you're seating. is with cast bullets because they got such a big. Oftentimes you get such a big crimp groove and deep that you don't have the same problems doing it at one as you do with a jacketed bullet, where it's just a cantilure that's only maybe half a thousandths deeper. That offers a lot more trouble with the crimping at the same time than with a cast bullet, where you've got, maybe 10 thousandths. You got a lot of depth in that crimp groove or grease groove that you're crimping in.
All right, here's a poll question. I don't know if I can set up a poll. M. Gabriel, is loading an art or a science? The answer is yes.
It depends on the cartridge, I guess.
I gotta say neither. It's magic.
It's
Yeah,
mad
it's
science.
magic.
Guessing
You
Man.
got a
game.
bang button with magic fairy dust,
You use
Pushing
magic
a
dust
seed.
in it, I know that.
pushing a
There you
seed forward in life.
Mhm.
It's magic.
Oh, Hasbro, no. I pray to goodness you don't have what I had, buddy.
Oh, time to paint the walls.
Yeah, it was bad. Really bad.
I agree, Jamie.
Mock
have it
says it's
You have it too, Gene?
therapy.
I mean, for the last 2 weeks, I've been hit.
I hate to hear that.
Me too. But on the other side of it, I did get some reloading done. I've been working on 10mm major, getting it ready for some matches this year. So I've been using the time wisely. Just because I'm stopped up and don't feel good doesn't mean I can't pull a press handle.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I'm going to try to figure out how to. Well, wait. If we don't have any other reloading anomalies, I'll introduce the main topic for the evening, and y'all can run with that till we get to 8:30, and we'll call out the side chat and say hello to all of our dear friends over there. My thought was I've been seeing a lot of emails on these law enforcement turn-ins for sale, like from places like Bud's. I know Ames Surplus has them up there by Gene. What do you think? What Classic Firearms? What do you guys think about those kind of things?
Yeah, they're
I've got
good.
one. Been real
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I picked up a P229. It was from the German police, and it's been a really good shooter. I really enjoyed shooting it. It's a classic P229. So yeah, I've had no issues with that. It's really the only one that I really decided to purchase. But yeah, the SIGs are pretty nice. I'm sure the Smith and Wessons and some of the Glocks are good too. Just depends. I would. It's kind of hard, especially when you get them from Aim Sports or whatever, because their rating or how they come up with their scale for the overall condition of the weapon is sometimes a little fishy. So buyer beware.
We a bunch of my guys that used to work with me got 10 SIG 225s that were German police turn-ins. That's a single shot 9mm, or a single shot, single stack. Yeah, 9mm.
That was one of the best SIGs I ever had. I had
Yep.
the early one, German one. It's a really good gun.
It still is. And we all ran to the FFL. Some guys were getting 2. I was just getting 1. And all the blue boxes, they came with a cleaning kit and a crappy holster. And all the boxes had the cops' names on them. And I said, I want that one. All these guys were cherry picking. And they were like, don't you want to look at it first? I went, nope, I want that one. It had the cop's name on it. Cop's name was Wiener. I was like, I got the Wiener. I got the Wiener gun. Well, that thing Oh my God, it shoots fantastic. But the odd thing is I talked to a SIG armor. The hammer's got this curious little cutout. I'll have to show you guys sometime, and I'm not going to run away and run down to the basement and get it, but and I can't really show it on here anyway. So, but it's got this curious little cutout. I was like, what is that for? All of them did. Did they hang them on a little finish nail or what is it? And the best explanation I have is that was a proof mark. So when they gave it to a cadet, if he dropped the gun, inevitably it landed on its hammer. And their duty sergeant would carry around this. You can only imagine Germans doing this. Carried around this little shim. They would sit in there and go, you've dropped that gun, because it'd be closed up. And he'd catch hell for it. So, but it's strange, but that thing shoots great.
I've got two guns that are police trade-ins. One is a Beretta Model 81 32 ACP Italian police trade-in, and it is fantastic. That thing, it doesn't even look like it's been used. There's no holster wear. It shoots great. It's 32 ACP, so it's not big high power. But the other is that Model 10 that I got, that bull barrel 4-inch. That's a police trade-in. Man, it has been great. That's probably the most accurate and the best trigger of everything I have. So, love it.
I've got three.
Go ahead, Gene.
I've got 3 police turn-ins. I've got a Beretta 92S from Italy, back in 1982. So it's one of the OG Beretta 92s. It's got the bottom mag release on it. I bought it through Classic Firearms when a crate of them came in. AIM surplus, I've got a Smith & Wesson LE turn-in 40. And then I've also got a Glock 17 that I just picked up, Gen 4. Both the ones I got from AIM surplus, they went back and I went down and bought them. They went to the back and hand-picked one for me. They were both unfired. Both excellent firearms, great deals on them, great deals. So when you're ordering from AIM Surplus online, guys just going back there and just picking one up. When you actually go into the store, if you're lucky enough to get near the actual storefront and you go in, they'll go, since you've shown that initiative, they'll actually go in the back and open the cases up and pick you out one nice one. And both of mine are excellent. From AIM surplus, and the one from Classic is that Beretta is a tack driver. The only thing I wish I had was taller sights because the sights are machined into the frame.
Yeah.
But if I had taller sights, I'd be mucho more happy. But it is a great firearm.
You're the lethal
Mucho
weapon.
more happy.
Mucho more happy.
Mucho more happy. Oh my God. We're
I
definitely
see
missing that one.
I see a flaw with our poll.
I got 2 Glocks.
It blocks the
40.
screen on the phone, so you can't see anybody's comments.
What's going on here?
I don't know. You got balloons.
Oh, my fingers. I don't know. Anyways,
I wish I could do that.
I've purchased 2 Glocks that were police trade-ins, and there's a local store here that gets a lot of the police trade-ins, and they'll let you look them over and stuff. And the 2 that I got, they look like they have just a little bit of holster wear in them, but the feed ramp and the barrels don't look like they've ever fired a round.
Yeah, it's pretty common,
And they run those things on special. They have a monthly gun sale here at this store, and they run them for $349.
I picked my G17 up and my Smith & Wesson for $3 out the door. The Glock came with Airglow night sights.
I'd like to have a Smith MP40 service model. That would be fun.
That's what I've got, Jamie. They get
Cool.
him. They're out of them right now. I was looking the other day, and but they get them in batches.
Jamie, I've got a. I know 40's not as popular as it once was, and I know you load for it. I got a Kel-Tec sub 2040 today on consignment.
Cool.
That's a weird thing. The way that thing's built, I cocked it. I was like, God almighty, what a mainspring. And I was like, you better not shoot this from the hip naked. You're going to lose appendages. You know,
An old one or a new one?
I don't know. I guess it's an old one because they don't make a 40 anymore.
The second gen is totally different, or almost a lot different.
This thing has the op rod in the stock and a big ass knob that probably reciprocates. And I'm like, hey, you'd have to watch thumbs or anything else that was dangling. And a buddy of mine asked me about actually it was Dell at CW, about the Henry lever gun that's got the AR bolt that are chambered in 300 blackout. And yeah,
Supreme.
Anybody used one of those or got one of those or shot one of those?
No, but I sure like the looks of them.
He did too. He was intrigued.
I'd have it in blackout, of course.
I think that's what he was looking at.
Well, the poll is neck and neck. We got 28 votes over there so far. That's amazing to me. There's Bubba Triclops. What's going on, Bubba? Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
You go ahead because I'm fixing to do the side chat.
I was going to say, I voted Art because once you pass a certain level, it kind of becomes instinctive. And when Gene says magic, that's only if you're using ground up unicorn horn, you know, so which could be like any Alliant powder right now.
Hence unicorn. Hence magic.
Yeah. Well, right.
I'm using some Alliant.
There you go.
Pillages the stock and the powders when they come in.
A Smith and 10 millimeter would be great, Glenn.
I got one.
Those are nice.
I got the 5-inch or 4.5. I'm sorry. I got the 4.5.
CW might be catching up on
It's
comments,
nice
but I
shoot.
asked him if he saw Turkey's opinion video last night on that 400 Legend.
Yes, I did. Yeah, Tom and I talk a lot.
Yeah, I thought so. That was a good one. That was encouraging.
Yeah, I picked up a couple boxes of those subsonics myself. They were $20 a box at Midway. We're not selling anything, folks. Nothing for sale here.
What grain? What grain, CW?
265.
Woo! That's a crowd pleaser. There you
I'm
go.
pretty sure it's 265. I didn't get them yet. But I saw the price. I said, wow, that's 20 rounds. That's today, that's pretty good.
So it's time to call out the side chat. Actually, we're a little bit late. Walter, what should we type in?
You're muted, Walter.
Yeah, thanks. I just realized that.
He
I
was
don't know.
typing
I got
it.
nothing. I got nothing. What do you got?
Nothing.
LEO.
What?
LEO.
LEO. That works.
Law enforcement.
Yep, there it is.
And
People
they're
are typing
off
in
the
nothing.
page. Crash was first. That was good, Crash.
I
Nothing.
got nothing.
Nothing.
Andy beat him. Andy got nothing too. So
I was gonna-
obviously,
Ask you if that's with a K or an N, but
okay. So here we go. Of course, we got Andy 79Z28 on the panel, the side and the side chat. So is reloading from the hot pot. So is Mike Hester. Crash is out there. Kentucky Rim Fire and Hobbies is on the panel and the side chat. Glenn Davis is out there. Walter is in the panel and on the side chat. Tim S is out there. CW is on the panel also. Alaska One, Andy, Glenn Davis. New Tex I Can. What's going on, buddy? Crash, Hasbro. Hasbro, I hope you feel better soon, buddy. Edward Petty, Alaska One, Andy, Andre D'Angelo, Papa's Place, Tommy Boy, Dale Pogue, Artak and Daughters, Buku YT, Rich B, Tim S, GGW Outdoors, Mr. Mock, MCK. Now I got this song playing in my head. Stop, Gene. Walks Fletcher, CW Longshot, Paul Loud, Bobby Barlow, CW Longshot again. Oh, he not talking to us. Run to a Matters, Dwayne 7834. And I think that's all. Brooke Cheney's out there as well. I got a package from you, Brooke. Now I got your address. Something's coming back at you here as soon as I can get it going here. So, yeah, I've been seeing a lot of these emails and stuff, and I was just wondering what you guys thought of the law enforcement turn-ins and what if there's anything specifically that if we're buying a used gun that we should be looking out for or checking on before we put our money on the table. And
Notches on the hand grip.
yeah, so
I would say if you're going to buy an LE turn in, look for seatbelt wear on the right side of the grip. If it's been carried a lot, everything on the right side is going to be worn off. So definitely look for that. You're either going to have to re-stipple it or get some kind of grip tape for it if it's worn off from the seatbelt use. Another thing is holster wear and barrel wear. You know, a lot of LE guns are only used for practice and qualifying. You know, once the firearm has been used in an incident, it's taken away. It goes into lockup, and it's probably never going to be seen again. So you can probably rest assured that if you are buying an LE turn-in, it's not been involved in any type of incident, shall we say. So you can be rest assured that it has never been used for anything like that, if that is something on your conscious mind. You know, some people that is.
You know, the guns that I wonder when they're ever going to be sold by the CMP are the Beretta 92s. Because there's thousands of those in stores. So I don't know when eventually those will be for sale. And of course, there's always some things that you have to look out for. It's just stress marks on the slide and some firing pins. But for the rest of it, it's just solid pistols.
mine was a 22, Glock 22. And it had quite a bit of wear on the outside, but everything looked really good. But I'll tell you, it's the least accurate Glock I've ever owned. I sent it back to Glock, and they went through it. It came back with a new barrel in it, and it shoots beautiful. It's still got all the wear on the outside, but they put a new barrel in it. It didn't look worn to me. Everything looked okay, but it shot patterns, not groups. I mean, we were hard pressed to hit a tennis ball at 10 yards. You could keep them on somebody's, front, but you You were hard pressed to hit a tennis ball with it. And now it'll shoot quarters.
I'll stand closer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was accurate enough. But
I had to stand closer, shoot times.
it wasn't accurate as I wanted it to be.
Wait a minute, Crook. Could you come just a little bit closer so I can shoot your?
I'm looking for a dime size pattern today.
Yeah.
There's Daniel on the side chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel made it, and
But isn't therapeutic therapy redundant? That's like saying biscuity biscuit.
It's funny. We were talking about that the other day. My therapist got hurt, and he's in the hospital. He's been in the hospital for a week. He's going to be in there probably another week. And they told him he's got to come out and go to therapy. So they
doctor heal thyself, huh?
Because my therapy place has a pool, and he's going to need pool therapy. So they want to bring him in. And well, how funny is that going to be? The therapist is going to be getting therapy at the place. He's the therapist for.
I got an idea. Why don't you bring him some rubber duckies? Ooh.
Yeah. That's funny.
M. Gabriel's got a good question.
I was just reading that. I think what I've noticed over the years is they generally come in batches. Like you'll see quite a few outfits that have them for sale, and then they'll dry up, and then a year or so later they'll be on the market again. Now, we could probably do another show on things to look for if you're buying a used revolver. It's a different world, different animal.
You still get a lot of used LE revolvers in too. A lot of the Smith & Wessons in 38 special. I see a lot of those on the sites.
Yeah, you used to see a lot of Model 10s. What we're seeing nowadays are Model 60s, 65s or 66? 65s. The stainless 357 Magnums. I would like to find me a good old Model 10 or a Model 14. Daniel got a
64s are nice. That's a heavy barrel 10.
Yeah. Daniel got a Model 14. It's absolutely gorgeous.
I had a really nice 14 I should have never sold.
Yeah, Rich B says Ames got law enforcement Smith & Wesson M&P 40s.
Right there.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of 40s and 45s come available.
Look at those digits, Jamie.
I see that.
What a bargain.
Yeah, that is. And I mean, if you want an optic on it, 100 pieces of rice will get you an optic cut on top of that slide.
Look at you. Are you trying to sell your services? Is what you're doing? Just saying.
The man calls you out quietly.
Oh, now I can't hear. I'm sorry. I'm looking at something. Oh my God.
That kind of price, I'm tempted to go down there tomorrow and pick one up.
You can do it.
I can do it, Bobby.
Yeah, man, I really like 40. I like 40 so much better than 9mm. And I think one of the reasons why it's just easier for me to reload 40 than it is 9 because it's just bigger.
Yeah, it's more gooder actually. Yeah, but I also just think that 40s for some reason I like them in the Smith and Wesson, and the Glock is horrible, man. It's horrible. I hate shooting the 23. I
They're
have a
flippy.
23. I don't like it. But
If you're going to get it in the Glock, get a 35.
That's what I've got
Yeah.
with the Glock.
that was my
I've
first
got a
gun. I didn't know,
Springfield
bro.
XD 5-inch barrel in 40, and the Glock outshoots it all day long. But I've aftermarket barrel in it and a trigger, and it's a good shooter.
In the Glock.
Yep, the 35, the Glock 35.
Huh,
Yeah.
interesting.
I shot a Glock 35 in USPSA when I first started dabbling in it.
I customize the 34. I love that long slide. I just love it. Yeah.
I just picked up a Blue Label 34, Gen 5 MOS. Haven't even shot it yet.
Yeah.
Well, at least once every 2 weeks, there's a group of guys that come in and start arguing, 45, 49 millimeter. And I generally break the argument by saying, guys, if I'm carrying a 38 and I put 6 holes in you, what does that equal to? Do the math. You ain't going to make it, man.
Look at
It's
all
all-
of this.
It's all better than harsh language,
Yeah.
I've got a
Look at
Glock
all of
23
this,
too, and I hate that thing.
Look
My
at
Glock
all this
23
Ford
sucks.
Smith and Wesson hate out here, Walter.
Smith and Wesson shoot good.
Oh, here comes the Glock hater, the Scotsman.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look, Mario, watch. Say, pop smoke.
There's Big E.
Big
Big
E.
Earn, man.
What's happening, man? Hey, Scotsman. All of this 40 Smith and Wesson hate out here. I never thought it'd come to that. Edward, I'm gonna have to check that video out. I think I would love a Model 10.
Well, the problem with the 40 Smith & Wesson hate is everybody that's hating on them doesn't own one. They don't
That's
shoot
right.
one. They don't load for one.
Or they drink that 9 millimeter Kool-Aid by the gallon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, a couple of my favorite rounds were 40 Smith & Wesson and 10 millimeter.
Well, if they call a 40 a 10 millimeter short, I think it'd sell better.
Yeah.
It might, huh?
Well, yeah.
What if they called 10 millimeter 40 Magnum?
40 Magnum.
Do it old school, 40 long.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't shot my 10 millimeter in a long time. I need to get that thing out and get it rocking and rolling again. I still got to put another slide spring in it. I'm up to 20-pound spring and it still throws brass into the next county. I got a 22-pound. We'll see if that does any better. May not even fire with that one.
Walt's like
I've got
40.
my TSOS 1911 10 millimeter. I reduced it down to I got a 16-pound spring in it, and I can find my brass now.
That's what came in mine in the Kimber, which is one of only you can have there's 2 Glocks and the Kimber that are legit in California. And that's it. That's our choices for semi-auto. There, you can get a Smith revolver, but that Kimber is a brass chunking son of a gun, man. I have to be the last guy on the line, or I've got 9 other guys that are coming after for hitting them in the side of the mouth or something with brass.
That's pretty cool, Big E. A 40 10 millimeter 610 revolver.
Yep. Chad, my partner at work, he's got one. I procured it for him at a good price. And he's got a GP 100 too. And GP 100 don't need moon clips, but I don't mind moon clips. It's like a speed loader.
A lot of guys ream those to 10 millimeter Magnum. The GP 100 will take it.
Oh yeah.
And then you got the 40 Super too.
What won't a GP 100 take? Good God, it's a tank.
Yep.
Yeah.
40 Super is another powerhouse.
All right, let's check on our poll. We got 38 votes, and apparently reloading is more of a science than an art. I like what Hasbro said about it. He said art is imprecise. Your reloads need to be precise. Good night, Hasbro.
Good night, Has. Glad to have you here as long as you could hang in.
Crash kind of sums it up, don't he?
Yep.
Lots of good molds out there for 40 as well, if you like to cast.
Yeah, the 40s I reload. Hold on.
Ah, man, don't nothing beat 45 long Colt. I don't care what anybody says.
Hard to argue with that. I just got a new one.
Been doing business since 1873. You know, I mean, my God. Yeah, I just got a new one too, Walter.
What'd you get?
That's a long story. I got a Cimarron. Bird's Head, and I told Jamie this story. I'll try to make it brief. The guy's he's a gun fiddler. He doesn't leave anything alone. He's good at what he does. He'd take any gun apart, put it back together, fiddle with it, improve the trigger. He just likes doing that. Well, he got this Cimarron Bird's Head 45 Colt. What is it? A Thunderball, I think. And he said, "I've never had a Cimarron." I fussed at him because he transferred it to me, and I was like, "Dude, I could have bought you one and saved you the transfer fee." He got it from Classic Firearms, and he said, "Well, I didn't know." And anyway, he takes it home, or he goes and shoots it. He shoots left, right, up, high, something. He goes to bend the sight, heats it up too much, melts the solder, it comes out. So instead of soldering it back, dude takes and he's a structural engineer. I don't know what he was thinking, but he cut a dovetail into the front of the barrel. A very precise dovetail, I might add, and then put a sight on there that looked like Fido's butthole, okay? I mean, it looked like it came off of like an old muzzle loader or something. It was bad. And he comes in there and he throws the box up on the desk last week, and he goes, "Just get what you can get out of it." He said, "I'm embarrassed." He said, I just, it's awful. It's just awful. So the guys, knowing I like 45 long Colt, I just slipped that thing back and took it home. And I thought, well, let's see. I could JB weld the dovetail shut, polish it up, Durablue it with Duracoat. I got Duracoat bluing, and make it a Billy the Kid gut buster, with no front sight. And then I looked over and I had this old Winchester. They had a dovetail front sight 22. I pushed it out with my thumb. It's a parts gun. I stuck that thing in there, peened it, pulled it out, put a little JB weld around it, smoothed it up a little bit, waited 36 hours, sanded it up nice and clean, and painted it up, went out and shot it. It was shooting 6 inches low. I fired off the sight. Yeah, of course, then I stopped aiming. I just started having fun and was thumb busting that thing from the hip. And what a fun gun. So I'm waiting for him to come in tomorrow. And I was like, well, Wes, I didn't have any offers on that piece of crap that you ruined. What do you want for it? And I'm going to see what he says. And Jamie said, are you going to show it to him? I don't know. I've kind of fell in love with the gun. I'm going to see what I can get it for. But I fixed it. It looks good. Full house loads. It rolls, though. You know what I'm talking about, Walter.
Yep.
Yeah, she gives it the old you know.
Yeah, I've got 4 or 5 .45 Colt firearms. I like shooting a caliber. You can do a lot with it. I mean, you can also shoot Schofield and Cowboy Special if you want to shoot light loads.
Oh, my cousin loads a mean rat shot load with that thing. And he loads number 4s. So I had a copperhead out here in my yard, and I like my black snakes, don't like poisonous. I shot it with one of those 45 Colt rat shot loads. He was in 3 pieces.
I bet. There's the Leadsmith. He's been active lately.
Yeah, it's good to see him back, man.
Mm-hmm.
I love that dude.
Well, he's easy to listen to. I really enjoy listening to the Leadsmith. Just his voice and his mannerism is just easy to listen to and learn.
Does he have that Kenny G voice? Smooth jazz voice?
No.
Yeah, kind of, but I think he just has the Leadsmith voice.
Hello, my name is Leadsmith, and I'm here to show you something today.
It's
Show you
more of a radio morning wake up guy.
Yeah.
It's smooth, not jolting, but peppy.
Yeah.
Makes you want to
listen.
Hello, baby. No, not that one. No.
Welcome
Not
to
me.
WKRP in Cincinnati, folks.
Oh my God, totally.
Leadsmith is also really good at Leadsmith is all really good at letting you down easy if you've done something that's kind of dumb or just wasn't smart. He'll just diplomatically tell you, yeah, that wasn't a really good idea. Maybe you ought to try it this way. He's a good man, good fine fellow.
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted to see CW do a video of a live shooting match where he had the John Madden screen, and CW would be great at that. He would, here's where he screwed up, see, and he'd circle it and go boom, and he shoots over here and blah 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 blah. I always wanted to see CW do that.
Let me address something right quick, and then we'll get to Gene. Biggie, we don't sell anything on here, but E. Arthur Brown has been taking pre-orders for a month or better now. So E.A. Brown and Company should be one of those distributors that they're heading for.
You guys that are contender shooters out there, what do you think about the Encore? Is it going to be worthwhile when they come back out, or are they going to be junk?
Well, Greg Ritz owned the company before. He knows how to run it, so I figure they're going to be top notch.
Yeah, I expect them to be fine. I don't perceive any problem. I never had one. I went the contender route. Don't really,
Here's a public
get the
service
bigger
announcement. Here's a public service announcement. Round targets matter.
I never had the need for bigger calibers that the Encore offers. If I was buying it as a rifle, I would go with the Encore over the Contender carbine, because you can get the same calibers and you get the flexibility of all the normal, all. 3006, 308, 7 mag, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, Big E's a rabid encore shooter. Rabid.
Come on now. What do you got to be that way for?
Who you pointing at, CW?
My screen won't. It's a touch screen. It won't let me change anything, so I'm stuck. I got to stay here. I can't change anything. It frustrates me. It's an Apple product. It thinks it's smarter than I am.
You ready, Gene?
Ready, willing, and able.
It's time for What's Hot Pot Got.
Okay.
Now I've shown. Yeah, look at that shiny bang button. Now I've shown this round
8.6.
before.
Yeah.
This is an 8.6 blackout. This is a piece of Starline brass. Starline has gotten into the manufacturing of the 8.6 blackout. That is a nice little honking around there.
Okay.
This happens to be a 300 grain Sierra Match King boat tail hollow point filling in this case.
What?
Who, what, where? So I've shown this before, but I'm still going to tell you a little bit more about this because I got something really cool at the end of this segment to show you. The 8.6 millimeter blackout, sometimes referred to as 8.6 BLK, is a centerfire rifle cartridge developed by the firearms manufacturer Q LLC. It utilizes a shortened case from the 6.5 millimeter Creedmoor necked up to an 8.6 millimeter caliber projectile. Place of origins, United States. It was produced in 2022 to present day. The only required modifications to convert an existing 308 Winchester chambered rifle to 8.6 blackout is the replacement of the barrel. The 8.6 blackout is designed for barrels using a 1-in-3 to a 1-in-4 twist rate and bullet weights between 160 to 225 for supersonic and 285 to 350 for subsonic. The fast twist rate for the 8.6 blackout is designed for was intended to create better bullet expansion and more terminal energy transferred to the target through the blender effect. Now, yeah, blender effect. I want to show you some blender effect here. I am calling these McNasties. This is a bullet from Maker Bullets.
Yes, sir.
It's a solid copper 350 grain projectile. This projectile was shot into ballistic gel at 10 yards. It went into the second ballistic gel at 20 inches before it stopped. Expansion started in the first few inches of entry into the ballistic gel. The barrel length for this was a 16-inch barrel using a 1-to-3 twist, and it was chronoed at 1050 FPS. Now, these are complements of Velocity Ammunition, which is another company that's associated with Republic Ammunition now. So my friend Darren is actually the one that's actually reloading all of the Velocity Ammunition ammo. So we have 9mm, 300 blackout, and now the 8.6 blackout. He can do
Just in
supersonic, subsonics. He can hook it up. He uses all new brass, quality primers, and all quality projectiles. But isn't that just that's like a deep sea fishing hook, isn't it? That
in
is
case
just
you got velociraptors roaming around.
man, this thing is just McNasty. That's what I like to call it. But that is what Hot Pot's got on that side of it. The other side of it, powder prices are rising again, becoming more and more scarce again to us, to the distributors. And I work for a distributor. So their primer prices are coming down, which is a great thing. But the powder's going back up. So if it's on the shelves now and you see it at the average prices you've been paying and you think you're going to need some, pick it up. Pick it up for the long haul. I'm telling you now, because it's going to raise another 15% here shortly, and no one knows if it's going to continue to go up from there or not. But that is what Hot Pot got tonight, Mr.
Very nice,
McNasty.
Gene.
Yay!
All righty then.
Shout out to my boy Paul at Maker Bullets. He owns the company and he makes an awesome product.
Yes, he does. We've been getting a lot of those in. We're pretty much trying to keep him out of stock, is what we're trying to do. This last order, I think it actually put him out of stock for a minute.
All right, guys, I'm going to bail out. Oh, God. Tired. Long
Really?
day.
Already?
Yeah, well, I'm
Right.
up at 4:30, so it's late for me.
Okay.
Good night, Andy.
Good night,
Thanks for
everyone.
being
Andy.
here, Andy.
Bye, Dr. Zink.
I've known I've shown that 8.6 before when it first started hitting the brass coming in, but
Yeah, but you were highlighting that bullet. That was a great segue.
but if anybody's interested, we do have some once fired 8.6 cases. They're not on the site, but if you've got an 8.6 and you want to start reloading for it, we do have a couple few hundred pieces of brass there at the shop. All you do is call in and talk to him.
Cool. You see any of
CW,
that?
How
CW?
does that 8.6 differ from the 338 Spectre?
Oh, it's a lot longer. It's a lot bigger around. The 8.6 is based on the 6 Creed case. It's shortened a little bit. Where the there he is. Where the Spectre is based on the 10mm mag case, which is basically the same case as the Grendels. It's a little bit different, but real close.
Okay.
I think it was the 30 Remington where the 10mm was based off of, the 32 Remington, one of the two.
How you doing, Six?
All right. How about y'all?
Good.
Good. How was your week, man?
Oh, it was all right. Another week of life in a machinist.
Good to see you, man. Missed you.
We was eating. Me and my son cooked supper for the wife.
Good deal.
Good deal.
Nice.
Good deal. We celebrated last night, so we didn't have it tonight.
Okay, so I'm taking my wife out tomorrow night, and I want to go to Outback or Texas Roadhouse, one or the other.
Roadhouse.
But, we got bull riding in our town this weekend, pro bull riding, and we last time I took her, the first guy out of the gate got thrown down, and the bull stepped on his arm and broke his arm. The ambulance had to carry him off. And I don't know that she's going to want to go back because of that. So, no
Surprise.
kidding, man. His arm looked like it had 2 elbows. It had another elbow about right here.
But
Hey,
last time-
you play
last
stupid
time-
games, you win stupid prizes.
last time we went to Outback, it was nasty.
Well, Texas Roadhouse right across the street. So,
Yeah, those blooming onions are nasty, man.
and
The
her son works at Texas Roadhouse, so you know that's where we're gonna wind up, right?
Yeah, them blooming onions ain't nasty until the next day, Gene.
Never
What
take
we
it
had
home in
was-
your to-go bag.
No,
What we had-
Never.
The one I had, it was burnt on top and raw on the bottom.
The blooming
things-
onion.
Yep.
Those
It
things
don't
are
matter.
just grease pits.
they come out the same way, man.
Steak tasted like crap.
Mm.
That steak
Well-
I had for my anniversary, that's probably the best steak I've ever had.
Where'd it come from?
Longhorn.
Yeah.
I think they're local. I don't know.
No, they're here.
You
They're
got
here.
Longhorn?
They're up.
We have them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
have
got
them
them.
up here.
The
Yeah,
best
they're
steak I ever had, I cooked. So probably you too, Six. You know.
You know what? You know what steak chain I miss?
What?
Honda
Steak-
Grossa.
Ponderosa.
Honda
we didn't
Grossa.
have we didn't have that one down here. We had steak and ale. I used to take a lot of dates to steak and ale. I remember I was 21 years old. I could drink 4 Michelobs, eat a 16-ounce prime rib, baked potato, lobster tail, and go to the salad bar 3 times and not gain weight. Boy, can't do that anymore.
You can't even look at the salad bar now.
No, hell no. I gained 10 pounds.
Preacher's Day Off did one of his barbecue reviews. I can't remember the name of the place, but it was in Thomas. I think it was Thomaston, Georgia. That's down in South Georgia, and he liked it pretty good. He liked it pretty good.
We got. Go ahead.
I've been
James.
on one. I've been on one of them barbecue review videos with that man.
I remember that one.
Yeah, I remember
we
that.
got we got a new Jim and Nick's up in Hickory, and me and my wife went and eat there. And of course, any restaurant in Hickory's a very small city or a big town, you know, whatever you want to say. And I knew it was a chain. I didn't expect much. And we went in there and waited for a little bit. And the manager came out. We were standing in the cold. And he's handing out these little biscuits, these little cheese biscuits. And he said, you want a biscuit? You standing out here in the cold? And I said, do I look like I need a biscuit? And he started to walk off. I said, hey, that wasn't really a question. And I reached over there and got like 4 with my hand. And those things are great. And we got the Carolina pulled pork, and they had collard greens as a side, and I got baked beans, and that was like mother's milk. And a buddy of mine said, he said, I can't wait to try that. I've eaten at the one in Charlotte. And I was like, okay. So he goes up to try it. And he said, man, you said you liked that Jim and Nick's. And I said, I did. He said, I thought it sucked. And I said, why? He said, well, I got the barbecue salad, and they didn't have a mixture of lettuce. You know, they just had iceberg lettuce. I said, Ernie, you're the only guy I know that go to a barbecue restaurant and bitch about the lettuce like that. Everybody busted out laughing. You know, what are you doing getting a salad, man? I said, God almighty, I got a pound of meat.
This place that Preacher went this past week, Fallon's Barbecue in Thomasville, Georgia. They had what they called loaded collard greens. And Preacher, you can expand on this if you want to, but the only part that looked loaded to me about it was it had a few onions and looked like either some barbecue in there or some bacon in there. when you talk about loaded collard greens, and I don't like collard greens, I don't eat them. But I mean, I'm thinking about big, huge chunks of ham in there.
Right.
Oh yeah,
You know?
yeah. I got a collard green recipe I got from an old man that involves a pressure cooker, and oh my God, my mouth's watering thinking about it. But there again, y'all don't know what liver mush is either. Mary, I'd love to give Mary a piece of liver mush and see what he thought, because he said he ate grits. I don't think he's ever eat liver mush because that's a micro-regional food. I'm gonna feed Jamie some liver mush one of these days.
Does it wiggle?
Do what?
Does it wiggle?
No.
Did once.
No.
Oh,
No. It's fried. It's crispy. It's good.
okay.
Yeah, it's certain pork parts and cornmeal, pretty much.
Kind of like that black disc that they sell in England, right? When they give you your breakfast. Lovely.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Sounds a little like Scrapple. Good stuff.
Well, I've eaten scrapple before. It's different. It's just different. It's hard to describe. Yeah, like I say, it's a micro-regional food. So
Bulldog's gonna make me drive to Louisiana. I've already expressed my feelings on that crap once tonight.
what's that?
Jiffy Mix.
Jiffy Mix. No doubt. If you don't make it from scratch, you ain't making it.
Yeah. Ricky Baird sent me a picture, and it had big old just crates of Jiffy Mix on sale for $3.
Man, that's sacrilege.
And I'm like, see, man, that stuff's so bad they're practically having to give it away.
Really?
See, guys, here, man, come on now. Jiffy Mix is not cornbread mix. Does not claim to be. People use it as that. Unfortunately, they do, but they do.
It's a cake.
It's a corn muffin, or what they call a Johnny cake. It's not cornbread.
You can say that again.
It's not cornbread.
It ain't no Johnny. It ain't no Johnny cake neither.
It doesn't want to be cornbread. It just wants to be a corn muffin mix.
That's all right. That's all right. Robert Kennedy probably gonna find some red dye number 7 in that shit, and it's out of here.
Oh, he's going to be on that yellow too.
Yeah, that's right.
Use it for filler in a cartridge.
You pour it in your radiator, stop leaks.
Tommy boy's talking about head cheese. Is that anything like souse?
I think that's a different animal too.
That's hog head cheese.
All right.
My first wife's grandfather used to make souse. He'd put that stuff in the freezer, take a knife and cut off a big chunk of it.
Thank you, Preacher's Day Off.
Yep. There you go.
No more need to be said.
You forgot the cast iron pan, Preacher, but there you go.
Yeah, it's got to be done in a cast iron skillet. That's a fact.
At least 70 years old.
But see, Preacher's Day Off is assuming that you already know that.
Yes.
And yeah. No, Jiffy Mix has its place. I like what Led Smith says. Here it works well for corn dogs.
I bet Jiffy Mix would make a good corn dog batter.
Now, man, those fruit flavored muffin mixes they have. Hillbilly sent me I think it was a 6 or an 8 or a 12 pack of them things. We made pancakes with them, and that was good stuff. But
see, it does have its proper usages.
It does.
You know, and for broke folk, man, that's a cheap filler.
Yeah, but I'm a preacher's day off. Put sugar in your tea. Don't put it in your cornbread. That ain't where it belongs. And I got to do a video on how to make grits too. Oh, Thorzak's. He called me up the other day. Me and Dave was talking. He asked me how I make grits, and I said, "This is how I do it. This is not how you want to do it. You don't have to do it this way. This is how I do it." And I told him. He's been doing that. Yeah, he's been doing it. He's been liking it too. I don't think he's tried cheese grits. Y'all like cheese grits over there?
Oh.
Six.
I've ate them a couple times. They're all right.
They're hard to cook. And when I say hard to cook, I don't mean they're difficult to cook. They just, that cheese splatters up on you when they start getting thick.
Mm-hmm.
It'll burn like crazy.
Now I tell you what I enjoy for breakfast, and this is a new stretch for me, but we've got a lot of farmers around here that are Mexican, and they had introduced me to huevos rancheros, and if I'm saying that right, guys, that's the best I can say it with a southern accent, and salsa and jalapenos and eggs for breakfast ain't bad.
It's good breakfast. Throw a side of beans in there, and
yeah, buddy. Mm-hmm.
Once you go brown, you're always down, bro. I'm just saying.
There's a taco truck.
I meant food, okay? Cochinos, I meant food.
Yeah, there's a taco truck that comes up near the shop, and they have a restaurant down below the shop, and I'll go up there, and my Spanish is bad. I like flirting with the older ladies.
I concur.
Not the younger ladies, but they fix the best food. God knows they fix the best food. Sopas and burritos, quesadillas, just great stuff. Love it. But I like cilantro. My wife didn't like it. She says it tastes like soap.
really,
I don't like it. I don't like it either.
I love it.
I go through a lot of cilantro.
Yeah, I grow
It
it.
grows wild in the hills here.
I grow it out back in our garden.
Yeah, I grow jalapenos, cayennes, and yeah,
Banana peppers.
yes, sir.
I got a bunch frozen from this last year. Still eating on them.
I had a friend of mine.
My banana pepper plants went crazy.
I have a friend of mine.
Did you put some gunpowder on it?
I did.
That's why.
Yeah, they'll go crazy. I have a friend that grows peppers up in Virginia, Richmond, and CW. You remember Smuss on 300 Blackout? Smuss. Me and him were always going at each other, making fun of one another, you know. And he grows the hottest peppers. He grows Carolina Reapers, Thai peppers, and does hydroponics. And he sent me a bunch of dried peppers one time, and I've still got them in the freezer. I mean, they'll keep forever. But I made a pizza and put some of those peppers on, just one half of a little pepper. And a buddy of mine ate that homemade pizza, and he said, "Man, that's great. Can I have one of them peppers?" And I said, "Sure." I gave him two of them. Well, he cut both of them up on a pizza. He said he was crapping blazing fire for 3 days.
I can't see how that's enjoyable to anybody. I just don't see it. I can't do it. I don't know.
I got some habanero mango hot sauce in my fridge. My buddy Gerald made me. Man, I'll tell you what. You take your teaspoon and dip half your teaspoon in it, shake it off, mix it in your chili, and
Habanero's pretty hot, and
Yeah.
we use a lot of ghost peppers around here. You know,
Carolina
used-
Carolina
used to
Reaper.
hear that. Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
want
they're
to be
pretty
in the
hot,
same
but
room.
that's
I
not
don't want
really
to
a
be in the same
Mexican one.
room with it. No,
Yeah,
no, that's an engineered pepper.
yeah.
When you're having to sweat to eat your food, it's like, no, I'm not enjoying it no more.
No,
I like the
don't-
flavor of the habaneros, but you can't use too much of it. Like Gene said, you know, you open the container if it's like in a liquid or something, and just sort of blow it across your pizza or across the top of your chili bowl, and that's enough.
Just a tip, huh?
Yeah,
yeah.
but they
I
are
had some-
flavorful. They're just hot.
I had some another friend of mine gave me. I took it into the bar with me one night. I just sat it in front of me. Guy next to me said, "What's that?" And I said, "That's some hot sauce." He's like, "I love hot sauce." I said, "No, that's really hot sauce, man." He's like, "Oh, no." He said, "Let me try some." So I asked the bartender for a toothpick. I'm just going to give him a little dab of it, you know. He's like, "Oh, it's fine." He put a bunch on his finger, stuck it in his mouth. He regretted his decision.
I'll bet. Especially about the time he went out and tried to wipe the tear out of his eye and still had some on his finger.
Well, he did leave, so I don't know if anything happened to him after that. But yeah, that teaching to be doing that, you know, doing that to the unknown.
Yeah.
Tommy Boy asks who likes blood sausage.
Never
My
had
dad
it.
used to like it, and I never would eat it. I think I ate it once till they told me what it was, and then it's right up there with head cheese. You know, no, it just don't sound right.
I've never eaten it. I got a girlfriend.
I-
But she doesn't make blood sausage. She usually cooks
Okay.
most of dinners.
That's big in a lot of cultures, man. That blood sausage. I like boudin. Anybody had boudin?
Yes.
Oh, that's some good
And
stuff.
Dewey,
Right?
too.
Oh, boudin on
And
crackers.
Dewey too. Boudin
And
on
Dewey,
crackers.
Oh,
The
and a little hot sauce.
the first time I got some boudin, I was looking at how to cook it, and it started coming apart on me, and I was like, "What the hell?" And I realized most people just squeeze it and put it on a cracker or put it on a piece of toast and eat it. And I was having crawfish boudin, and my wife actually liked it. She said, "I don't really like the consistency of it, but I like the taste of it." But
We got
That's some
some
good-
made out of deer.
Anytime I've ever gotten it, it's been in a casing. Just
yeah,
cooking
that's
in
what I
casing
mean.
and
In a
squeezing-
casing.
Yeah,
Right.
just squeezing onto the crackers.
Yeah, yep.
I just cut it up like you would sausage and put it on a cracker.
It's good stuff.
And our deer processor, he makes it out of deer meat.
Well,
Yeah,
I bet that's good.
eating blood is not biblical. It's just not. God said, "Don't eat the blood. The blood is the lie." I know
Well-
we live in New Testament times. We're not bound by the law. We live by grace.
Yeah,
Which brings us to the verse of the week. We're going to do something a little different this week. You ready, CW?
I am ready. What are you going to do?
This is what they picked out last week, but they didn't get around to doing. So we're going to let them run with it. Go ahead, boss.
John 3:16. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whatever believeth to him should not perish, and we have eternal life.
Yeah. To me, it's like the the Bruno Mars song. If you don't believe me, just watch. Watch this, humans. Look what I'm going to do for you. And he
Are
did it.
you quoting Bruno Mars, dude? Like, really?
Well, Mario, he wanted to do something he knew you could identify with.
I guess. I'm not
No,
sure.
I'd have picked Carlos Santana for him. Due to Fresno fame, man.
This is a verse that everyone's pretty familiar with, I think.
Yep.
It's a pretty common one. It's
It's God's
As-
promise.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the basis of the whole New Testament.
Yeah.
The verse suggests that Jesus is the only way to salvation, and that rejecting Jesus is the same as rejecting God.
Man, that's deep.
Yeah, let's break down. Let's go back to the verse and break it down here just for a minute. For God so loved the world. Y'all understand what a revolutionary aspect of or a thought that was at the time Jesus said this?
Mhm.
Mr. Guzik says that God didn't wait for the world to turn to him before he loved the world. It's always been. He loved and gave his only begotten son to the world, and it was still the world. Now, this is Jesus talking to Nicodemus, one of the rabbis, one of the chief rabbis in Jerusalem at the time, and he was well thought of, well respected. But he comes to Jesus at night, asking these questions. Him being in that position, he probably never thought that God loved the world. He thought, more than likely, that God loved Israel because Israel was God's chosen people, and it's over and over written in the Old Testament that John loved. I mean, that God loved Israel. But this is it's God. It demonstrates God's love and His gift for us. God's love didn't just feel for the plight of a fallen world. God did something about it, and He gave the most precious thing He had to give, and that was His Son, Christ Jesus. And when we think about how Jesus suffered and died, Jesus became sin for us on that cross. And people have asked me, why did Jesus have to die such a horrible death on the cross? And I tell them it's because it was God pouring out His full measure of vengeance on a lost and sinful world, that His Son became the sin of the world while He was on that cross. And Jesus Himself cried out, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? Knowing that He was going to have to do that. So, yeah.
Jamie, have you ever heard Christopher Langan?
No.
He's classified as the smartest man in the world. His IQ is between 190 and 210. I've been watching a lot of his interviews, and he really breaks it down about God, how God exists, how God oversees us, and how God loves and respects us.
Jamie, I have a question, and I don't know if maybe you can answer this question because it might be more specific into history, but how common was it for prisoners to be crucified back in those days? Or is it just that it happened to Jesus itself?
Well, you can answer that question from the Bible and the four Gospels, Mario. Jesus was crucified with two other men on that same day.
Mhm.
So, in a town the size of Jerusalem, there were three men crucified on that one day.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm just wondering if that was like the um, specific punishment just for him, or was that like a common punishment?
That was
I
the
think that was
gas. That
fairly
was the gas chamber of that day.
that was
Yeah.
fairly common in Roman practice to
Yes.
crucify the criminals. They wanted a public display of the
Hmm.
executions.
Okay, appreciate it.
Well, they're also their goal was also to discourage any rebellion against
Hmm.
the Roman Empire. So they come up with the most cruel way that they could to kill somebody, and that was on the cross. And typically, it took days for a person to die on the cross.
Man, that's
I
just horrible.
I was in my accountant's office. He's just moved, and I noticed he had a painting on the wall, and it wasn't a very good painting. I mean, but I got it, and it's a painting of a Roman soldier, and he's got tears pouring out of his eyes, and he's holding his left hand up. He's got his head kind of down, and his hand's bloody, and he's holding the shaft of a spear. And so it's obviously the soldier that gave Jesus the gift of death and ended his suffering by stabbing him in the side. Um, but he's crying, you know. He saw God that day. That's what the picture portrays. Now, if that's historically accurate, I don't know, but it was a pretty powerful painting. Even though it was obviously done by an amateur, it was pretty powerful.
Yeah,
That's an
yeah,
interesting fact right there, Mario. I wasn't aware of that. After the Judean revolt of the early 70s AD, the Romans crucified over 10,000 Jews.
Yes,
wow.
sir.
That was when they destroyed Herod's temple, the second temple.
Wow, that's crazy. I wanted to share something with you guys. You guys know that about 2 years ago, I went to. For you guys that don't know, I mean, I do suffer from PTSD. I had TBI and all that stuff. So, um, getting out of the military has been very tough for me. Um, but I went to this residency program. It's called Mighty Oaks. It's through the Mighty Oaks Foundation. Really, really, really awesome program. I highly encourage anybody who knows military veteran who was suffering from PTSD. I would highly encourage them to attend. It's all free of charge. That will even fly you to whatever location. For me, luckily for me, it wasn't that far from where Walter lives. But they do have other locations like in Texas and the East Coast and all kinds of stuff. But one of the things that they gifted me was this Bible. It's called the Warrior's Bible, and I just wanted to share this with you guys because it's kind of broken down. Uh, it's pretty much it's broken down like what you would consider an SOP or standard operating procedure for military. It breaks it down. It gives you a lot of ways for you to understand the scripture. Has a really good index to understand, like, how do you deal with anger, how do you deal with depression, how do you deal with betrayals, how do you deal with all kinds of stuff, and it breaks it down to where you can find the verses uh, to better kind of guide yourself. I really love this Bible. It's probably one of the best Bibles I've ever gotten. And I do read it and I cherish it. And I just wanted to share that with you since you guys have me on the chat. They do go about $34 new, but I've seen some places that have them yes, gently used for like $7 or $8. So if you guys know of anybody who's a military veteran, or you guys want to give a gift to a veteran, this might be a really good, a very good gift for them. Called the Warriors Bible. I believe it's made by Life Publishers. They're the ones that that made this really great Bible. As a matter of fact, it's just order a nice little leather cover on it because I just don't want to mess it up. But really enjoy this Bible. It's really helps me a lot, especially when I get on those dark days. Believe me, I've had plenty. But ever since I went to the Mighty Oaks Foundation retreat, it's really helped me tremendously to better understand my transition process and the reason why I'm here. You know, so I wanted to share that with you guys. So thank you. There you go.
I'll add to that if I may. Um, if we've got any veterans in the audience that are dealing with issues like that, and you'd like one of those Bibles, we'll find the money to get our veterans a Bible that if they need one. And there'll be plenty of guys out there that would love to contribute to such an effort, and we can get that done. So that's a blessing. So thank you, Mario.
Thank
I
you,
didn't
Mario.
know that was a thing.
No, it's really interesting, man. And the more you read it and you kind of understand it, it's really cool. It was actually written by a military chaplain. He's a colonel. His name was Scott McChrystal. He's a retired chaplain in the Army, and he kind of created this Bible just so that we could better understand it. We could better understand how our issues or whatever we got going on, how they a lot of the answers you can find them here, you know. So I just think it's cool, and it's one of those books that I really cherish, man. So I just wanted to share that.
Thank you very much, Mario. I have a very dear brother of mine, Javier, who retired after 23 years and multiple conflicts, all up to Iraq and Afghanistan. And he has a rough time. He came and spent a week with me. And so I got to sit and have some good conversations with him. And I think he left on a better note. I like to hope he did. But something like that would be, I'm going to order one of those for him and have it sent to him, because he falls into dark places.
Yeah,
And
have him
he's
check out the Mighty Oaks Foundation, man. If you guys want to check it out, just check it out. It's really a great foundation. It's got a lot of good YouTube videos. One of the guys that's in those videos, he's a former Navy SEAL. He was one of my instructors when I went to the retreat, and we got to talking, man. We probably spent like an hour and a half just talking about life and kind of the similarities that we went through in war. And it was an amazing time, man. It really was. And he never thought, oh, I'm a Navy SEAL, blah blah blah. No, he was like, nah, man, we're all brothers here. We all go through the same struggles transitioning out of the military. So yeah, man. So it was great. I really enjoyed it. I would tell your friend to check out the Mighty Oaks Foundation, dude. Everything is paid. Trust me. The everything, the food, the travel, everything is paid. They have very good, generous donors that donate to this program. Believe me, they don't have to pay a darn thing. Nothing.
I, I,
I also have another thing. I'm gonna go get it in the closet. It's a really cool gift that they gave me as well. So let me go get it.
I think that would serve Javier very well.
Some great comments out there. Great comments. And as always, if any of you need help coming to Jesus through faith, please let us know. Get in touch with us. You can email me at jh586sw@gmail.com. Put your number, I'll call you. We can study and pray together.
So one of the things that they gave me is this. I'm sure you guys know what this is. This is like the Rudis. This is like the it's a gladiator sword, pretty much given to those that have fought bravely in combat. And they gave me this, and it's kind of cool because it has my name on it. Let me see if I can put it this way. So it has my name on it.
Man,
Has my branch of service.
That is really cool.
Yeah,
that is really cool.
yeah, it was really cool,
Nice.
man. And it's got the foundation logo, the Mighty Oaks Foundation. It's got my name. Got my branch of service. So yeah, man, I had a great time with it, and this is one of those things that I cherish a lot, and obviously, if you guys ever want to donate to their foundation, man, they're really good about taking donations. They are a credited nonprofit, so whatever you give is tax deductible.
Thank you, Mario.
I got a friend of mine that needs that for his son right now, and he's afraid his son's so far gone he can't bring him back. I keep encouraging him to get help. I'll tell him about the Mighty Oaks and see if we can get him there.
Yeah, there's a lot of good videos on YouTube that kind of explain to you the program and explain to you like the people that have been through it and the counselors. Really, really cool foundation, man. It's it was started by a Marine Corps veteran. He's actually Special Forces. I believe he was a recon Marine, and it was started by him and some other guys. One of my senior counselors was a Marine Colonel, and yeah, we hit it off right away. So it was cool. We had a lot of guys. We had one of our instructors was an Army Ranger. We had another guy that was a Delta Force guy, but we had just regular guys like me, just regular grunts that just did their thing. But it was really cool, and like I tell you, what it did for me, man, is that it took that monkey off my back. And I don't know how to really explain it to you guys, but I had this 20-year-old monkey on my back with a lot of survival guilt issues and all this other stuff. And towards the end of the program, I don't want to spoil it, but I do want to tell you that you guys can do what they call you got your testimony. You pretty much give your testimony about what you've been through, why you're there, and being able to kind of explain to my peers what I've been going through and felt like I was all alone, and that survival guilt aspect of it. It really helped me, and it's crazy because one of my battle buddies, it just made me realize that I wasn't alone, but he had the same. I mean, if you listen to our stories about survival guilt and losing our brother, I swear to God, it was exactly the same thing. It's just that one is an Iraq story, one is an Afghanistan story, and that's all that was. And it was just interesting. And after that, I didn't felt alone anymore. I felt like there are people out there that do care and do want to help others. So.
We're going to end the poll here. Let's start going through the room and clear the deck for our buddy Gizzard Gary out there, and our buddy Hillbilly made it over there. Kyle Lusk made it in. Service Venator made it in. Timothy Burkett's got a nice message out there as well. So Mario, since you've been talking, just go ahead and do your outro first. What you got coming up this week, buddy?
Nothing much, sir. Just been busy as always. I'm just gonna work on my debulging all my 9mm and start reloading that stuff because I really want to get out to the range and shoot. And pretty much staying busy with work, man. You know, it's keeping me pretty busy. It does help me with my mental state. So I appreciate the invite, like always, and I appreciate all of you guys for all your support throughout the years. That's all I got.
Thanks for being here, brother. Texas 6, what you got coming up, buddy? There you go.
Oh, not much right now. I'm waiting on some hardball to come in, and then maybe next weekend I can do some casting. That's about all I've got coming up.
Well, I appreciate you jumping in and joining us, man. On Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
We still had over 50 on Valentine's Day. That's a sad statement, ain't it? You think
It is kind of.
We thank all y'all for being here. Mike, what you got coming up, bro?
Oh, I'm going to be reloading some 45 Colt. And they need to be reloading some 22-250, some 6BR, some 6x45. Get ready for groundhogs this summer. And I like taking out rifles like golf clubs. Oh, this field needs a 9-iron. This field needs a 3-wood. And that's what I do. So I have to do a lot of reload and get ready for that.
I need to try to get up there one of these years for that. Thanks for being here, Rebel. Mr. Walter, what you doing this week, buddy?
Well, let's see. I'll get out to the range on Monday. I don't have a video coming up this Monday. We'll have one next Friday. I got to free the few. I'm getting close to the point with that free the few series where I actually got to start casting again. I've liberated so many jars of orphan bullets over there. And
Look at Mario.
yeah, he says, send them my way, buddy.
45 ATP, bro. Just saying.
I'll send you some 45 ACP bullets. I got your address. And let's see what else we got going. I got a new Wad Cutter Wednesday going to start up next Wednesday. I think I'm going to do the one that I've got for 41 mag caliber. And so we'll get that started. And that's about it. That's enough for an old guy. Mark, what do you got happening?
Oh, not too much. Just keeping on with work at school. I do want to get that 44 special out to the range. Maybe Monday. I'm off again. Got a new set of grips on it, so can know how to hopefully keep hold of that thing, and maybe even build that load up a little bit. But otherwise, just doing what I can do, having fun. Thanks for having me this evening. Been great. Hello to everybody. Have a great weekend.
Thanks for being here, my brother.
Thanks for having
Mr.
me.
Gene, what's going on this week?
Oh, well, thanks for having me on. Great chat tonight. I'm glad I got to show off that deep sea fishing hook. That thing's crazy looking. Oh, let's see. Tomorrow, I'm going to get to the range and shoot that 34 for the first time, get the first shots, get the dot sighted in. I got new internet coming tomorrow. 4 times the speed for less money. So we're going to give that company a shot, see how they work. Other than that, man, it's just, man, you know, it's only once around the ride. You always got to remember to keep blowing that smoke.
Thanks for being here, brother.
Thanks, Gene. We appreciate you.
Thank you, sirs.
Go ahead, CW. What you doing this week?
Well, I'm going to try and get out looking at coyotes tomorrow. We got halfway decent weather in the morning, and we got some snow coming in for noon and overnight. So be doing some inside stuff over the weekend. I got 2 videos coming out next week. We're going to talk about the 357 Harriet and buying new dies and used dies and what you should ought to look at with your die sets. So we got those videos coming up, and I got a 10-inch and a 14-inch now. So we're going to talk about the 14 next week and see what you guys all think about it. I'm working on a video about the Harriets in general, 30 and 37, with Bob Millick and Steve Harriet, and how they went about deciding about it, thinking about it, creating it, using it, what it was for, what they were thinking, all that good stuff.
Cool.
The 30 Harriet's got a lot to offer, and like a lot of calibers, offered today or offered and hyped up, produced, marketed with a company like, say, Hornady, it would be a whole lot different caliber than it is. It's kind of sitting in obscurity these days. Only a few people know about it, and those that do really, really like it and see what it can do. But all too many don't even know it exists. So pretty nice to bring it out. I've been getting some really good comments about it. So I think there's interest out there.
There's plenty of barrels on eBay.
Yeah.
If Hornady reinvented it, it would be called the 30 G string, and then it would gain popularity.
So what would the hollow points be called? The 30 Nanner hammocks?
The little 30 is a really efficient little cartridge. It comes so close to the parent cartridge, it's not funny. And it does it with a 10-inch barrel. It beats the blackout velocity by probably 100 to 200 feet per second. It's almost equal to the hammer, but it does it a 10-inch barrel. And it's designed for that, So it's pretty neat. The 357 is a little bigger case, a little more horsepower. It's not quite a 35 rem, but it's a big step from a 357 mag. So they're nice calibers. They really well fit for the contender, and if more people know about them, I think we might even see a resurgence in them because they're a lot of fun. But that's about it. Thanks for everybody on the side chat and everybody on the panel. Good to see everybody. And that's about it this week. We'll see what happens. But I'll get some more videos rolling. Maybe I'll get out to the range. We'll see. Jamie?
Well, thank you, CW. Thank all you guys on the panel for being here this evening. Thank all you guys in the side chat for putting up with us. And y'all are a blessing, and you're a credit to your mama and daddy, and we love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. So we hope the Lord blesses you all real good. And if he's willing, we'll see you next Friday night at 8 o'clock. Say good night, y'all.
God bless everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, y'all.